Okay, for this one I'm going to show you. Okay, here we go. Alright, I'm going to show you how to serve your bowstring. Now that I have this done, I've made this bowstring now and I got to put the serving material on there. So I'm going to show you how we go about doing this as far as getting your center serving on there. First thing you got to do is you want to quickly just kind of take a second and mark where your center point is going to be on there, where your knock point is going to be on your actual bow. So I just put the square on there like that, kind of find that spot so I know about where my knock is going to end up being, which is going to be right here, and I put a mark on there. Then I just kind of put another mark up here. It kind of shows me where my fingers are going to sit at. I just throw one up above that square up there just to make sure I got enough clearance room for my hand. I pull that off. Then next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tape measure and I'm going to stick it on here where that top one is, and I'm going to go back about 7.5 inches, which is going to be right in here. And I'm putting another mark right on there because that's just kind of where I want to end at. That's just personal preference, but that kind of shows me what I'm trying to do here as far as putting the serving on there, how far I want to go. Now the key is you want to remember when you serve, you want to serve the way you're going to draw. Me being left-handed, I'm going to pull this way on that bow. So as a left-handed, to serve left-handed, I want to go around from here, around through it, and back in this way. This is how I want to serve around the bow. If you're right-handed and you're going to be pulling from this side, then you want to serve the other direction. You want to go around the bow the same way so that as you grab the bow and you pull, you want to be making that tighter, not loosening that serving up as you draw that bow. That's just a good way of looking at it. So I want to be going from here, I want to go through the bow around this way, like this way, coming from, starting on the back side towards me, going out around it and coming back and going back in. That's how I want to serve it. Now what I do, I take my serving tool, as far as tightness and stuff like that, best way to do this is just get it started. Once you get going a little bit, then just take one of your arrows and stick it on the string and see how loose it's going to fit or how it does fit, so you can see how tight or thick you need, or how you need to tighten this. You can adjust it by just turning the wheel on your actual serving tool. Now starting it and ending it is where it gets kind of complicated a little bit. What I like to do is I take it first, find my spot, there's my knock one, there's that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave this extra tag end out here on this, so there's this extra room. I'm going to wrap it around there a little bit. Now I want to spin this. I set that on there that way. I want to spin through so that I'm going around this way. So I set it on here like this, and then I spin around this way, and I want to leave that tag in, but I got to make sure that I come over it. So it's a little tricky to get that started on there. I'm going to get it started a little bit here, then I'll show you so you can see. But I started out so that it's there, and then I'm going to continue wrapping it around, going down the string, going back towards the bottom of it. So that's kind of what you want to do. So once you get that wrapped around there a little bit, you keep going, keep it going like that, get it going, hold that tag end. It's a little tricky to get it started and get it worked on there. And then once you get it really start rolling, you just keep spinning it around. And I went the wrong way. I'm going to back that off a little bit. Like I said, it's a little tricky sometimes to get that started so that it overlaps itself correctly. So once I got that set there, I'm going to overlap that. I'm going to suck some of this back into my thing so it gets me back up there like this. And once that's back in there, then I'm going to continue going around, trying to make sure that it's going down the string, not up the string, like it is now. There we go. So now, sorry if that was out of camera there, but you want it going down the string so that it's serving it like this, just like that is. Then once I get it down there a little ways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this leftover tag end here that's kind of hanging here like this, and I'm just going to take my knife, which is right here, and I'm going to just cut it off somewhere in there like that. Like that, and then I'm just going to drop that little piece, and then I'm just going to keep rolling that piece right under there. I'm just going to keep going right around, let it just bury itself underneath the string, doesn't matter to me, and I'm just going to continue doing this all the way down until I get to my last knock point. When I get there, I'll come back and show you what's going to happen for that part. Okay, as you can see, I've got that serving on there, been all the way across here to where I got my spot. And now I finished up at my last section. Now here is where it gets kind of tricky in order to finish this off, and people get confused, but it's very easy once you understand this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and sit down where I can set this on here. I'm going to stretch this out. I'm going to just roll out enough string. I serve mine pretty tight, so I got to kind of roll it. I can't just pull it down. But I'm going to let this out enough where I get probably, somewhere yay much kind of thing from the string, something like that, just enough to work with. I'm going to take my knife, I'm going to cut that off like that. Then now what I'm going to do, in order to wrap this, I'm still holding that tight there so it doesn't loosen up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tail end, and now since I'm going to wrap around that side, it needs to go off, so it's going to come off. So I'm going to lay it over top, and I'm going to feed it through the middle, and I'm going to make reverse loops going the opposite way as I did with this first one, so that when I take my loop that I'm holding and I wrap it around to complete my serves, it's going to unwrap the loops on this end. So I'm going to set it up and then I'm going to show you. But it goes around this way, so that as I go that way it should unravel. So it's going to go this way around. Right, let me think about that. And no, hang on. Like I said, I haven't done this in a while. It's been a little bit since I did this. It's going to go this way. Yep, it's going to go around this way. So it's going to go like that. Yeah, because then that'll unwrap. So there we go. And I'll show you this before I do it. Let me just get them set on here. But I'm going around about 6 or 7 times. Because then once you unwrap this, what's going to happen is you're actually going to wrap over this. So I'll show you here. Let me get one more in there. Hang on, it keeps coming undone on me. About like so. So now what I have is I have my wrap on there, which I'm holding still tight here, and I have the reverse loops on here on this side. So as I go around, it's going to unwrap from this side as it wraps from this side. I'm going to take and lay this tag end right over there like that, and then I'm going to just wrap this around and keep it tight and keep wrapping it around. As I wrap it here over the tag end on this side, it's coming off the string on this side. So as I do that, let me sit down so I can get that tight, and then I will show it to you here so you can see. But as I wrap and unwrap, it's unwrapping from the one side and wrapping over the tag end on the other side until you get to a point where you are a loop right around it left over, like this, and I still have that tag end in my hand over here. Now I'm going to grab this and I'm going to pull, and then I'm just going to pull them. What it does is it hides that and sucks it right in underneath there, so now it's all wrapped in underneath there. Makes it really easy. Then you just take a knife and you cut that right off just like that, and you take your lighter and you just heat that up a little bit, melt it right on there, and then hit that front one, any part of that that's sticking out, and you have a completely finished and served bowstring ready for your knock. That's all there is to it. Sweet, simple. It's going to be durable as can be. It's awesome setup. So there you go. Again, Jason Samkovic, Traditional Bow Hunting Wilderness Podcast. That's how you serve a bowstring.